got you some brewskis for the garage, you know what I'm saying?
Sweet.
I'm like coming empty-handed.
Thank you. All right, today we have Dre here to show us his bike.
What up, son? How you doing, brother?
Good, man.
How's your family, man?
Good, good. Can't complain. Oh yeah, this is Dre. What year is your bike?
This is my 2002 Sportster.
2002.
It's my first Harley I ever bought. Not my first bike. My first bike was over 10 years ago. I got a Suzuki GS 550. It was cool. Made it like a slightly cafe, nothing too crazy. I rode the hell out of that thing. It was fun, but I always wanted a Harley. That's like what I originally wanted. I just couldn't afford it. So then I got to a point where it's time to pull the trigger on a Harley. My dream bike is a shovel head, like an early 70s cone. But I just can't afford that on my budget. I'm a barber and, you know, I'm not a baller. But this is the perfect introduction bike, I think, to Harley Davidson, the Sportster, you know. Some people hate on them, but in reality, I think it's probably the most reliable Harley ever made, that and the Big Twin Evo. I bought it, it was pretty stock. I got it for some club dude, local guy. He's in like an Islanders club. And he did some stuff. It had like lowering springs in the back. It was -2 from stock in the front, so it sat really low. It was like kind of like a candy orange. It was cool, just not my style at all. I'm not flashy paint job kind of guy. I like silver, black, silver and black. I just like everything neutral colors. I rode that for a while, and then, you know, I always wanted to do something like this. Actually, I started talking to this guy, Jordan Louie, in San Francisco. He comes from a long lineage of Chinese Americans that lived in San Francisco back in the day, and they built badass choppers. And he was probably the first dude I ever met who actually built choppers, you know, by himself. And so I kind of started picking his brains, asking him like, you know, different styles of choppers that there are. So I started looking at them all, doing my homework. And I remember I saw this picture, I think it was like late 60s, early 70s. It was some Hell's Angel dude. And he had a right side shift iron head. And it pretty much looked just like this, except it was an iron head. It had a different paint job. But the stance was the same. It's like, I wanted to do something similar. Obviously not exactly the same. I want to make it my own. But something that looked like that, because I just thought it was pretty much the dopest bike I ever seen in my life. And you know, it's Frisco style. It's pretty much my favorite style. This is what I'm gonna ride forever. Not this bike specifically, but I'm always gonna ride Frisco style bikes. I'm from the Bay Area, so I got pride from where I'm from, and might as well keep the tradition alive, you know? But then how I came about to actually doing the bike just like this, because it was stock, was I met Nick and Mikey. Nick, Superior Vintage Iron, and Mikey Bandits, the best painter in San Jose. I think I met them on probably Instagram or something like that. And I bought a shirt from them. They had this dope ass shirt that they did. Went to his house. He lives like not too far from me. You know, we both live in San Jose. And met up with him, showed him my bike, and he's kind of like, you know, what's your plans for this? And I kind of told him what I told you. I had this vision of doing like a traditional Frisco style bike. And he was like, yeah, we can do that. And I was like, oh shit, all right. And so I started talking to him more, and then finally we put a date together. I came by to the crib, and so the original plan was I was gonna do everything myself, and he was gonna just try to like shadow me, you know? Kind of help me out, because I've never chopped a bike, I never built a bike, and so he was just gonna help me out. I didn't really have all the tools to build my own bike. And then we quickly realized that shit would have took forever. And you know, Mikey needed to finish his shovel head at the time. I think it was the blue one or the pink one, I don't remember. Nick still needs to work on his pan head, and so this was gonna take me forever. And so they're just gonna put their projects on hold, and that's kind of fucked up on my end. I didn't realize it was gonna take that long. So they were just like, let's just tag team this thing and get it done as fast as possible. So that's what we did. Every day after work, I'd shoot straight over to their crib. Because Nick only has one lift. And so that's why, you know, if my bike's up there, I'm taking up the one lift in the shop.
You can't rent on other bikes pretty much.
Exactly. So I would go straight after work, you know, right when I get off my shift, shoot over there, and we'd wrench till like midnight. Sometimes we'd go like 3 in the morning sometimes. And you know, Nick's a mechanic. That dude starts work at the crack of dawn, so it was pretty gangster. and every single night, you know, we took like maybe, you know, a day off here and there, but pretty much every single night we just wrenched on this thing and went to town. And dude, we finished it in a month. It took us 1 month to finish the whole bike. You know, there was some problems. If we didn't run into a few problems here and there, probably would have done it even faster.
What was the problem?
I'd say the biggest problem was for sure, so this is the lead sled hardtail kit. It came with the hardtail, the oil tank, the fender, and the battery tray. That was the whole kit. And so the problem was, most dudes who buy these kits, I think, get it stretched, because especially for like a Sportster, they tend to be on the smaller side. So like if you're a taller dude, you want to like a little bit of stretch, give you some more leg room. Yeah. But I'm not a tall ass fool, so I wanted no stretch. But what happens is, I think when you get no stretch, you get this, like if you stand directly on the side, you can see the backbone kind of pop out a little bit. And so the seat I had a seat I got from the swap meet, my favorite swap meet.
Oh, so it's not flush,
yeah,
right?
You see that? It's not flush. So every seat that we were mounting was like popping up, and it looked all goofy. It just didn't look right. So we were just, you know what they never show in videos? They always show all these people building bikes. And it looks hella fast, like they do it in fucking a week or whatever.
It's the magic of YouTube, bro.
Yeah, exactly. They make it look all seamless, and what they don't show you is like us 3 dudes just sitting here like feeling defeated, staring at this thing like, okay, what if we we shaved it down? No, that's gonna ruin the integrity of the frame. Let's see. What if we start thinking of some crazy off the wall shit, and then you'll start working on it, you spend like 2 hours fabricating some shit, and it actually doesn't work, and you're like, what the fuck do we do? And that's what they never show in the videos, is that hours and hours spent just staring at this one thing that you can't figure out, or when you're getting super frustrated, super pissed off. I wish they would show that, you know, because that's part of it. But what I found was fucking LaPeras, they have this little notch here. I don't know why they do that.
How did you find out about it?
I got one at a swap, and I saw that it had this little notch here. That solved all my problems. Fucking sits flush. So we just bought a piece of steel from Home Depot. Got these at Bunkings. Boom. Straightforward, simple, easy. But yeah, I wanna before I even continue, I'm giving all credit to Nick and Mikey for building this bike. This is all them right there. So I'm forever grateful for those dudes. I know they don't build other people's bikes. You know, they'll help you out if you have a problem, or you know, you needed some stuff fabricated, or he'll get down on the lathe and make you something. But they don't build other people's bikes, and they pretty much built this bike. So I'm forever grateful for Nick and Mikey. I got those dudes back for life. But yeah, cranked this thing down. I'd say that was the biggest problem. I can't remember any other issues. I'm sure there was some stuff. I think when we were getting this to fit, the bolt kind of broke in there, so we had to.
Oh dang!
Yeah, we had to do some.
That was like a 2-hour job right there.
That was you know, where you got to like weld the bolt on there and try. It kept breaking. Yeah, that was maybe a little issue. Nothing too big. Yeah, it was a while ago, so I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember it was fucking the funnest time ever. Building a bike is super fun. Even with all that heartache, the yelling at each other, the tears. Going over there every night, even though I was coming home super late, super tired, it's like the funnest thing in the world. But more fun than building them, in my opinion, is riding them. That's what I like to do. I ride the shit out of this bike.
Yeah, I've seen you like different road trips all the time.
Dude, especially this year, for sure. This year, I think out of all the years, I rode the most. I don't even know how many miles. My girlfriend told me I should get an app that like tracks how many miles. That sounds kind of nerdy, but I probably should. It'd be cool, something to actually document, because I have no idea. I'm bad about recording stuff too.
Or just take a photo of every destination, right?
Yeah.
So you can Google Maps, from here to there, that's how many miles it is, you know?
That'd be true.
Where's the furthest that you rode this place, or rode the bike?
I'm not sure. It's not like so much like one destination was far. It was more like, you know, we branched right? Here. Yeah, it's like some big, huge loops.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it seems like this year, like every
free? What was the biggest loop or longest loop, right?
Maybe. There was a loop I did with some of the Santa Rosa homies and Charlie up in Santa Rosa. He's a tattoo guy up there. Badass dude. He put together probably my favorite ride that I've ever done. And we did a huge loop that went like through Tahoe. We camped in Tahoe. Then we went to Virginia City. They went somewhere.
Then, right?
Yeah, that was recently, and that was a pretty big loop. And it was fucking amazing. That was an incredible ride. Yeah. I like being in the mountains. That's my favorite place to ride. I'm not big. I hate freeways, just straight Highway 5. Like, fuck that highway.
Yeah.
I like
the
back country, specifically in the mountains. Like, that's my jam. I'll haul ass in the mountains. I like twisties. I like Frisco style also because it, not only is it where I'm from, I like that everything has a purpose, Like the long front end is to give you higher clearance down here for all the rough ass roads of San Francisco, jumping off curbs, and then you come up to, they got steep ass hills, or hills like this. And you get to the top, you get low, you're gonna get like an old 60s chopper that stands like that. You're getting stuck, so you kind of need that, or a lot of the old Frisco, they'll have the high mids, and that's so you can get more lean. So some dudes, they'll even, like if you look at some of the old ass pictures, they won't even have pegs. They'll just chill up here on the cases like that. I do it sometimes because it's kind of comfortable, but it's just so you could turn even sharper. The tank, Frisco mounted tanks. I feel like dudes buy Frisco tanks. They don't even know Frisco means San Francisco. They just hear it as Frisco and they don't even know the history behind it. But putting the petcock at the bottom so you can get every drop of gas. Yeah. Exactly. Or if you're going down one of the steep hills in San Francisco, you're not going to run out. Yep. What else? Yeah, it's just, being super narrow for all the tight streets of San Francisco. I just like it. It matches my personality. It's skinny. I'm a skinny motherfucker, so it's just like, it's tight, it's nimble. I don't know. Frisco bikes are the shit.
Wait, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is Niners your favorite football team or what?
100%. 100%. I was going to wear a Niner jersey today, but I thought for sure someone's going to hate on me. It's all good.
No, Niners for life, baby. Teams, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're doing good. Last game wasn't so good, but yeah.
Man, it's still 5-1,
True. Still 5-1, baby. Yeah, what else?
Did you give this bike a name?
Yeah, I named this bike after my grandma who passed away in 2000. She died of COVID. So her name
2000?
was... yeah, and...
2000?
2001.
2001?
2001. She passed away...
COVID? They have COVID back then?
2001? Or was it 2002? My bad.
You mean 2022?
What did I say?
2002.
Oh, my bad.
20 years ago.
She died the first year that COVID started.
Oh, yeah, so 2021, yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
My bad, dude. I'm terrible with dates.
Yeah, because 2001 is...
Plus, it was pretty fucking traumatic. I loved my grandma, so...
So what was the name?
Her name was Maria Luis. So in English, it's Mary Lou. So I just call her Mary Lou.
That's a nice name.
She brought me a lot of happiness, and this bike brings me a ton of happiness. So everywhere I go, my nana's with me. That's the name of the bike.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go over the mods, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's start with the front. Is that the stock 21-inch?
No, I bought this. When I first bought it, it had the stock 21-inch and it had the Steely in the back, 16. I changed it. I can't remember the name of the brand of these, but it's the ones on TC Bro, Lowbrow, one of those main ones. And then I put the vintage tire, so I had to put the tubes in them, both of them. That's the Shinko in the back, tube type.
I like the Avon.
It's fine. They're fun on the water grooves on the freeway, you know? Yeah. People looking at you and you're riding like this and everyone's looking at you like there's something wrong with your bike and you're like, it is what it is. It's fun. I like them. I think it looks time appropriate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like Sportsters because you don't have to follow some strict guideline. I feel like shovelheads, you have to make everything look shovelhead. Knuckleheads, everything has to look knucklehead. But Sportster, you can do whatever you want. Like I have this old 30s decal that came on like an old flathead, I think a VL model. I like it because it's Art Deco. Art Deco is my favorite type of architecture and it looks fucking dope. But as a Sportster, who cares, right? You can do whatever you want to this thing. You can make it any style and you don't have to follow
It's not Sportster, your bike. You can do what the fuck you
Exactly.
want. You know?
True.
Not just Sportster, you know.
True. But I just like that, you know, there's no guidelines for it.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. So yeah, I changed those. Same thing with the back.
It came powder coat black, huh? The wheels?
Yeah, they came powder coated black with the chrome. I always like that look, the chrome spokes with the powder coated black. I think it looks cool, especially because the forks are black too, so it kind of like disappears right in the wheel. It's just like chrome to this.
The forks powder coated?
It came like that actually. That was one of the things that dude did. Yeah, that was clutch. Same with the trees. Yeah, he powder coated the trees.
That's clean.
Yeah, I got lucky with that one. That was pretty clutch. Because that probably would have took me forever to actually do that on my own. Powder coat's expensive. Not as much as chrome though.
You say this is 2000...
2002.
2002, okay.
2002, which I think is...
What's the miles when you got it?
I don't remember.
Under 10 or over 10?
Under 10.
Damn,
He didn't write it that.
doing?
Yeah, I got a good deal. It was a friend of a friend, so that's the best deals. He just wanted to go to a good house or to a good home, and he knew I was gonna take care of it. I show him pictures of like, you know, how the build's been going. So I got lucky with that for sure. Sportsters are pretty affordable.
Yeah.
I think it's the most affordable, most reliable.
This
because
one's
you can get an iron head. Iron heads are cheaper, right? But dude, they have the worst reputation ever.
Yeah.
I think it's the best sounding engine Harley's ever made, that and the big twin Evo. But yeah, dude, I hear nightmare stories about iron heads. Just
You got a wrench with irons.
you got a wrench. It forces you to become a mechanic.
This one's 1200?
1200 cc's.
It's fast then, dude.
It's dude. I don't weigh nothing, so I'm just sitting on an engine and it jams for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's so light too. It's so light now.
It's super. Yeah, I stripped everything off. There's nothing. There's no blinkers. No unnecessary shit. Just minimalist. Everything you need to ride. And then I got this at a swap PM brake. That thing kicks ass. Oh yeah, so that was another issue. I wanted to run the stock brake right here, which the throttle addiction hardtail kit, you can run it right here. They put a little tab that it slides, you know, forward and back. We were trying to do it, it wouldn't fit because the stock brake on the O2 is great. It's a 4-piston. It's a good brake, but it just didn't work. So then we had to, you know, weld the tab here and do the whole linkage. That thing looks fine. It looks like a mechanical brake almost. But then this thing, because at first I was running a 2-piston, and that thing sucked. It didn't stop for shit. Luckily I got the front brake, so I was fine. But yeah, this thing kicks ass. It feels like ABS almost. It's nice. Yeah, I love that PM. So that was another issue we had. Let's see what else. Yeah, the bike's reliable as shit. Because like I said, I ride the hell out of it. The only issue I think I've ever had was the transmission. In first gear, when I'd let out the bike, it would kind of tug back, like as if the chain was skipping a tooth or something. So obviously that was the first place I went. It wasn't that. Then I went to the carburetor. I took that carburetor off like so more times than I can count. Went through the jets, checked the float levels, the valve, the seat, everything you could do in a carburetor. I know that carburetor inside and out.
This is
Mikuni. Right? That was the first thing I changed on the bike because on the Suzuki I was used to Mikunis. I always liked them. So that was like my little piece of Japanese on my bike. People love Mikunis because they have, you know, the extra. There's a lot of circuits and tunability.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, after having it for this long, it's for like a hot rodded engine. It's for something's pumped up. This is a stock 1200, so I just recently got it. It's been giving me issues here and there. Idling's been kind of weird, and I've done everything. I've asked people. I went to my buddy Nick Alvaro in Palo Alto. Dude, I got this thing dialed. Like the acceleration curve on it, it's super linear. It's super smooth. It's dialed, but then it'll just start revving differently. I changed the ignition. I thought it was the ignition, but I changed the ignition. I put the Dyna in there.
Yeah.
That's nice, but that carburetor gives me issues. So just recently I bought a Super E from my buddy Sean in Santa Cruz. He works with Mike at 84 Below. Solid dude. He hooked me up with the Super E. I'm just waiting to buy. I have to get the manifold, the S&S manifold, the little insulator block, and that's it. I'm just waiting to get that. You know, maybe next paycheck. Usually, I think most of this bike, I would buy a part a month. That's where my finances are. Is I go forward one part every month.
That's cool.
And that's how it works. It's fine.
Yeah.
It just takes a little longer.
It's not a sprint, right?
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all part of it. It makes it more exciting, and when you finally have it done, it's that much more rewarding.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, so I figured out it wasn't the carb, that that tugging back, what I was saying in first gear. So then, I checked all my electronics. I checked the wiring was fine. The stator was good. I checked the ohms of everything. So it was the last thing. What I was hoping it wasn't was the transmission. I never messed with the transmission before, so I was a little nervous about it, but I was like, fuck it. So I took the primary off. My shifter shaft was bent right here, so that was kind of shitty when I was shifting. So I took off the whole shifter shaft assembly, found that at a swap meet, replaced that, replaced the pawl. The detent plate was probably the hardest thing. Doing the transmission, taking it out it's five fasteners. It's super easy. There's a trap door. You take these 5 fasteners off, no problem. You gotta take the clutch out. But the hardest part was that detent plate. It has this little clip that's on it, and that thing was a pain in the ass to get out, dude. It was, oh man, I was banging on that thing trying to get it off. It's super easy putting a new one in, but yeah, that was a pain in the ass. But then, so I took the transmission out, and sure enough, it was the first and I think counter shaft third. The teeth were the dogs on it were all kind of rounded off. It wasn't good. So, unfortunately, eBay, I couldn't find the gears themselves. That Andrew sells those gears, but they were for drag strip. I don't want drag strip gears. So what I ended up doing was buying a super cheap transmission off a early 90s Sportster, and was just going to replace it. And I found out that the main shaft or the main drive gear is the big one. The teeth is actually different tooth count than on the 2002, or I don't know what year it is, but on the later Sportster models, which is funny because everywhere that you read, all the forums, they say that all the transmissions are the same from the early 90s to 2003, but turns out they're not. So if you're going to do something like that, make sure you do your research and find out where that cutoff year is, because it actually, that main drive gear has a different amount of teeth. So what I ended up doing was taking apart that other transmission and just taking the gears off and putting them on mine. And it's really easy to do the transmission. I think to a lot of new people that are getting into wrenching, it seems like an intimidating thing to do the transmission, but this Sportster transmission is crazy easy. You literally just need this one tool that will make your life easier, and it's to take off the little C-clips, because without that, it's is it C-clips? I forget what they're called. The little clips that hold in the actual gears. If you don't have that tool, it's a nightmare trying to pry those things off.
Yeah.
But if you get this tool, I don't remember what it's called. Find my Instagram, slide in my DMs, I'll tell you exactly what tool it is. But that will make, as long as you have that tool, you can change out a whole transmission. Easy. Beginning wrencher, whatever. Beginning mechanic. Super easy. But yeah, I fixed it. Ever since then, 0 issues. This bike just goes. No problems. I love it.
You recently went +6, huh?
Yeah, I just recently went +6. I got this off my neighbor Axel. He had a rubber mounted Sportster. And so that's another thing, if you're getting new into, you want to get your first Harley Davidson, you're thinking about getting a Sportster, make sure you do your research and know that they're not all the same. So I personally think I think it's 91 to 2003 are the best ones. Those are the non-rubber mounted Sportsters, and they for sure have the most aftermarket. There's a million parts for these things. Most of them are plug and play. You don't need to fabricate nothing. So that was his problem, is he had a rubber mounted Sportster, and he quickly figured he wanted to chop it. And they do sell hardtail kits for it, but it's harder. Yeah, there's just more. It's more to it. It's not so much plug and play. So he was like, I'm gonna sell it, and he had these on it, and he's like, he thought it would be easier to sell if he goes back to the stock. So he had these, and he's like, dude, you want those +6s? I was like, fuck yeah, I want those +6s. So this was probably the most recent thing that I put on, and also an easy thing to replace. Pretty straightforward. Buy a manual for your bike, and the manual says everything exactly how to do it. That, or go to, like you said, YouTube University, and super easy.
Yep.
Just take this off, squirt out the oil. I guess it does make your life easier if you have the seal driver.
Yeah.
I think ProMotion sells this great seal driver, and you just clamp it on and slam that thing in. And if not, you can do. I think you can get a PVC pipe and do it. But yeah, super easy. A lot of stuff's easier than what people think it is.
It's a 4.5 inch headlight, huh?
Yeah, this is a Pangea. I think Pangea Speed sells a lot of dope shit. So this is Pangea, 4.5 inch. This is Pangea, super cool, tiny little review mirror.
Does it work?
It's like 80% me, and the rest of the percent, like maybe I can see a little bit to my side. If I lean, I can see behind me.
Yeah.
But
man, look at that custom cap, dude.
Dude, my tecata, you know.
Gotta show your heritage.
Keep showing my heritage, you know what I'm saying? Keeping Mexico around here. What's that?
What bars are these?
These are speed traps. This dude in Milwaukee, and I like them because they're stainless steel.
Is it a 8-inch or 10?
These are 8-inch. I quickly found out that wasn't tall enough. It was killing my back. You know, when you're like 400 miles into a ride and you're kind of like leaning forward, it was killing me. So I had my buddy Blake over in Alameda. He hit these up on his lathe and made these little 1-inch risers. And then you have to, you know, if you do that, then you have to get these fasteners and add 1 inch to those, or else it's not going to grab the threads up here. And yeah, it's a little better. I almost think I could even go another inch, and what even help me even more is if the kickback was, the pullback was like even a little farther. Then I would be super comfortable. Yeah. But for now, it's fine. I just like that it's stainless steel because the bars I had before were chrome, and this, yeah, dude, this is where all the rocks are hitting, and so this I just, you know, take some rubbing compound and a buffer, and they'll stay shiny forever. Stainless is the best.
The levers.
I don't remember the name of the brand. I think it's I don't remember, but it's every company sells it. They'll just change the name of it. But Throttle Addiction has them. I'm sure TC Bros has them. I like them just because they're super slim. They're super clean, especially the master cylinder. That's one of my favorite things on my bike. It's just super small and clean and shiny.
Yeah. It
just looks clean, right? I like it.
The grips are clean too, dude.
Yeah, those are Pangea too. I forgot. That's also Pangea. I like those grips a lot. I have the pegs that go with it, the Pangea pegs, but I like these. My buddy PJ, he's one of the guys that taught me a lot about Harley Davidsons. He's like an OG dude. He's been in the scene for a long time. He knows a lot of people, all the right people. And I came to his house one time. He had a box full of pegs, and they came off of, I think, a FXR. And I like them because they're squishy, which is kind of weird when you first step on them, but they're pretty damn comfortable. I like them.
The cap is aftermarket, huh? With the fish scale?
Yeah, that was one of the first things I got. You know, it's something small. I'm not big on like the flashy stuff. I think that's where I really vibed with Nick. Nick is like, he builds bikes he's a mechanic, you know, so he builds bikes that are mechanically sound. Yeah, they just something, if it breaks on the side of the highway, you don't have to take off all your doodads and custom stuff that looks nice at a show. You know, like there's dudes who build show bikes, and then there's guys that like super crusty, rusted bikes. I like something right in the middle. Yeah. I got some chrome on my bike, some stuff looks shiny, but then there's also parts that look dirty and worn, you know, because I ride it. It's not a show bike by any means.
What pipes are these?
These are the TC Bro upsweeps. There's no baffles, so they're crazy loud, but I get 0 horsepower from them. But they look cool, right?
Yeah. How about the Sissy bar?
Sissy bar, I think, is also the TC Bros. It's the build your own. So it's just
you got the tall one, huh?
Yeah, the tall with the little kickback on the top. That was super easy. You just screw these in down here and tack it in place, and once you get everything dialed, you know, stand on the side, see what angle you want, and then weld it all in place. Mikey welded all that up.
Is the taillight pretty bright?
Yeah, it's a Prism.
Let me see, turn it on real quick.
Prism, super bright.
Oh yeah, that is bright.
Boom.
Dang, look at you, all safe and shit.
Oh yeah, and any officers, you know, like these are blinkers.
Oh, Bluetooth.
That's what those are. Those are blinkers right there. Yeah, I got blinkers. We're good. Keep it safe around here.
What's in the tool bag?
Tool bag, man, that's just where I keep my registration. When I go on the long rides, I put another little saddle bag right here. And that's where I put my tools and everything that I need. Throw a beer in there. My glasses. These are prescription. I'm not trying to look cool right now. I can't see without them. They're prescription glasses.
All right, top 3 mods on your bike.
Top 3, for sure this. Trident Cycles, air cleaner. This dude, I think he's from San Diego. I think it looks super cool. It's like old school looking, clean.
That's number 1, huh?
Small, narrow. I'd say that's number 1. Number 2 is my bars, stainless steel T-bars. I really like them. Number 3, what would be number 3? I guess my master cylinder. I like that fucking master cylinder. Nice. Yeah, I think those would be my 3 favorite mods. You know, there's nothing super custom or crazy about my bike. I just think it's a clean, simple, straightforward bike. Like I said, I'm not a flashy dude, so I don't need nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, nothing too bright. I added this little decal too. I think that probably came off of like a knucklehead or something, but I think it matches that. That's why I got it. Just on there with like adhesive. I think it looks cool. Matches. And then I like fins.
Oh, you got that push button too, huh, on the starter?
Yeah, that's like my backup if my
just in case,
yeah, just in case. So that comes in handy. But I like fins, so I put fins everywhere I can try to put some fins on. They look old. I think fins are cool. I have it on both sides. That's the Moon Eyes ones.
What's the chain for?
So that was originally, right now it's kind of just there for,
aesthetic?
Well, I'm gonna put it eventually. It's not welded, it's just held it on right now for with a zip tie. But what I wanted to do, what I was eventually gonna do is go to 35 millimeter, because I thought it looks cooler. It's like even more skinny and narrow. Yeah. And a lot of the 35 millimeters don't have fork stops. So yeah, that was gonna be my fork stop. But I had it on there just to see what it looks like, and I just kept it on there. But yeah, I pretty much just need to weld it. I'm gonna run them anyways. I like it. It's good as a backup anyways, because these things, they break off sometimes.
What's next with the bike?
What I really need to do, so the frame, at least the rear portion, is just rattle canned. Obviously, Mikey and Nick recommended not to do it when this bike was a pile of parts on the floor and it was just a frame. They were like, yeah, you should probably powder coat it now. And I was like, man, that's gonna take a while.
Dude, my guy does it in 24 hours, bro.
No way, dude. I didn't know about your guy then.
Let me know.
Shit, I didn't know. And so I didn't want to wait. I hate waiting on things. I'm super impatient. I hate waiting on parts. So I was like, dude, let's just rattle can it. I'll figure it out later. So that's one of the things I had to do. I had to take everything off. Yeah. And my dream, like my favorite style is chrome frames. I can't do chrome frame because I'll never be able to afford a chrome frame, but I've seen powder coat where they get pretty close to chrome.
Really?
Yeah. I forget what it's called. There's like a certain name for it. Mikey knows. And then if I ever painted this, for sure it would be Mikey. I would just let Mikey do his thing. You know, you don't tattoo artists hate when you tell them
what to do, right?
Exactly what to do. So I let Mikey, that's what he does. He's the professional.
Surprise me, Mikey.
Yeah. Just don't do nothing bright and flashy. But yeah, that's my bike. I think that's the only thing I would change. Maybe I'll get taller bars in the future. A little bit more pullback on that. I got to put the Super E on. I can't wait to run that thing because I heard everyone I know who runs Super E's, they say
have it on my shovel. Dude,
they say they just work. You put them on and you don't mess with it anymore. Get the jets right and I like it. Sure, maybe they don't get the best gas efficiency, but dude.
You need to stop every 60 miles anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah, I get 80 miles on this thing, tops. But I'm rolling with all the shovelhead guys, so we're stopping every 60 anyways.
All right, let's bring it outside and start it.
Let's do it. My starting routine is I usually retard the mag a little bit. I do a primer kick. And then turn the ignition on. First kick, baby.